me Beatrice. Hinga ya hamba makai.
Oh, mama seba ya me Beatrice.
That's a long story, but to say it briefly, I had a desire to work in Africa years ago, perhaps 20 years ago. But as the Lord led, I worked in different parts of Latin America. But Equatorial Guinea was in the forefront different times in my life because the language is Spanish. So when I was about to leave Honduras, where I worked in 2004, I was leaving, Equatorial Guinea came to the forefront again. And I decided to make a visit here, and I immediately knew that this was going to be where God had me to work. And the neat thing is it's my original vision. My original vision was to start a school in a needy area, and that's what I'm doing now. And when I came in 2004, I saw that there was no deaf services, so I knew it was going to be my responsibility to do it. Yes, when I came, the deaf community had never been united. They didn't have a sign language, they just used gestures. And the first day of school, when we started in November 2006, made history. It was the first day of a school for the deaf in Bata. And my first teacher, who's been trained here and will work here in Bata, her name is Pilar, she's made history. She will be the first trained teacher here in Bata. The first year we started with 6 students. Those 6 students were the original 6 students that I found on my first visit. They started in preschool 1 with Pilar, who was training with me. This year is our second year, and we have 6 more students for a total of 12 students, and I have another teacher in training. We also have a housekeeper and cook because we feed the children every day. The project remains in the house that I reside, and we are growing out of it. We hope to maybe have another spot next year. We hope to have 8 levels. In 2014, I hope to have teachers trained with a national school director. We also hope to have a building that will house us with 8 classrooms, also a dining area. It would be great if we could have a bus because transportation is a problem because everyone lives in different areas in the city. Also, I would like to have a couple come down, perhaps to help us with administrative parts of the school. Also, I would like to add a component for a church because I do serve some deaf teens and deaf adults, and I would like to have a church available, church services for them. Also, right now we're only servicing children from the city of Bata. I would like to begin to do some searching for deaf in the pueblos, in the villages, so that they could come and have their education here in Bata. The parents have been very appreciative. I have one father that told me once that he feels like he's living in a dream because he had thought for several years how he was going to be able to educate his little girl. So the parents are appreciative. However, I'm hoping to get more cooperation from them. Equatorial Guinea, the education is not a priority. The education is poor here. So it's very difficult for them to understand the importance of education. So when I hold a sign language class, I need to see more cooperation in terms of learning the sign language. The community thinks it's a good thing, but it's going to take a while for people to understand that deaf children can actually learn and be educated, and that it's worth the trouble to enroll them in a school.
Ella vino a abrir ese lugar, la misionera esa, trajimos más la niña aquí. Ese es el segundo curso que está aquí.
Ya lee.
La niña va muy bien, lee, escribe su nombre, las preguntas como nosotros también los padres, a veces todos los viernes venimos aquí a tomar señas.
Claro, a aprender cómo hablar con ellos.
Por la mañana venimos aquí todos los padres, los que tienen tiempo. Entonces, las señas que yo tomo aquí y las que ella misma aprende así
habláis,
hablamos
y ya no hay dificultad en casa.
Ella nos enseña, conoce los nombres de sus hermanos con señas, me habla con señas y yo la comprendo.
Sí.
Ajá. Y yo también la hablo con señas y la comprendo también. Y así todo aquí va bien. La maestra, ella da de todo, el material de clase, da de todo, la comida. La matrícula no es favorable también porque es un precio tal como el hermano decía. Así pagamos todo y parece que todo va bien.
¿Estás satisfecha?
Sí.
Oh, there's been an immeasurable change. They feel valued, they walk with purpose, they know what learning is now, they're able to have an opportunity to exercise their minds, they can communicate, they have friends that they can relate with, and my guess is that they're happier children, that their homes are more peaceful because their conduct has changed, because they're able now to communicate with words. ¿Cómo siente trabajando con los niños sordos?
Me siento fenomenal. Me siento bien con los niños sordos.
¿Y cómo son ellos?
Ellos son algunos niños especiales, por eso me gusta trabajar con ellos, porque yo empecé esto a través de señas, porque me gustaría cómo ellos hablan, van haciendo sus cosas, trabajando. Esto me gusta, por eso me gustó, entró aquí, porque estos niños me caen bien.
Health and diet are concerns. That is why we are feeding the children every day, because they don't really have a good diet. They're not eating 3 times a day. So even when the school grows and we have a large population, I'm determined to spend the money on food. This year coming up, we have a grant for $1,800 that should help with some food expenses and also some medicine. The children are getting sick with malaria. It's a threat to them, and that's why more than 80% of the children are deaf because of malaria. You run a high fever and it causes deafness. I think that God has a plan for every individual, my students, my staff, and I'm excited about His plan for my life here, giving the best education that I can to the deaf population. And I'm honored to be a part of that plan. I'm not sure what the results will be, only God knows that, but I'm sure that they're going to be awesome. And I'd like to thank my supporters that have given financially in the last 2 years to the project, and to my personal supporters that have continued to support me on a monthly basis, and also for your prayers. This project would not exist, it could not continue to exist if it wasn't for you. So I want to thank you, and may God bless.